Before he was diagnosed, he worked a lot. Like, he was barely ever home. He lives to work. But whenever he is home, he's a caring father. He's always supported us. He's always been in our lives. But he's just very dedicated to his work, and he loves working.
He was certainly more energetic. He was enthusiastic about everything he tried or endeavored.
Michael and I were always very close. He was always very considerate and caring about everybody.
We had a lot of time to spend together the year before he was diagnosed, and he was good. He was relaxed and happy. We hung out a lot together and fun. He was good.
How many times a month do you usually have to come here?
I come here twice a month, every other Wednesday, for treatment for 4 to 5 hours on Wednesday, and then they send me home attached to a pump, which I receive chemo on Thursday and on Friday, and then I come back here and they de-access me on Friday.
When he first found out he had cancer and was going through a first round of treatment, I took him to chemo a lot, but taking someone to chemo and sitting in the hospital with all these other people who have cancer can get to you. And so I did it for like a month straight, and I found out it was too much for me.
Well, everybody's first reaction is always the worst. But I thought, out of everybody in the world, why does Michael have to go through it? Especially since he had gone through it with David. And, you know, not that I wish it on my other brothers or anybody else, but why couldn't it be me? Why couldn't it be somebody else?
As a father, how does it feel knowing that your son has cancer?
Well, it's no picnic. No parent wishes to see anything happen to any of their children or grandchildren.
As the older sister, how does it feel knowing that one of your younger brothers has cancer?
Helpless. There's, you know, nothing I can do. And as being the oldest sibling, I've always taken care of them. So then there's nothing I can do now.
It comes to mind when I think of cancer, you know, my grandparents.
My dad had lung cancer, and it was brought on by heavy smoking. My mother had a cancer of the colon, an odd cancer that begins on the outside of the colon instead of the inside, and by the time it was detected, it had already involved other organs of her body.
We just lost James's friend to lung cancer the end of November, and he battled for about a year and a half. He was an older gentleman. He died at 65, but we thought he was in remission, and he had a couple bad days and wound up finding that it was in his spine and his brain, and he only had a few weeks left.
My in-laws, Ronnie and Harold, my friend Linnell, another friend Sam. I had aunts and uncles that have had cancer. I have some friends that I've worked with on the Relay for Life team that have had one form or another of cancer that were lucky enough to survive it.
The one girl I work with, both of her parents are going through cancer. She found out she could get cancer. Another worker, his brother has it. Another worker had cancer herself. Like, it's just around you everywhere, and no one is, you know, safe from it. You know, it doesn't pick and choose who, like, children get it, infants who are just born, like, have it.
And my son David passed away from cancer. He had Wilms tumor, which is a tumor of the kidney. grows like an egg, or it's supposed to grow like an egg inside your kidney, and treatment for that, they remove the kidney.
If there is anything you feel that we did not cover that you think is important for people to know about cancer, what would that be?
Keep the faith. You gotta have faith. You gotta have faith in your doctors. You gotta have faith in your religion. You have to have a positive outlook, even when the chips are down.
I think talking about it's important, and learning as much as you can.
This isn't our first time going through it, so you could be mad at the world and say, like, why did our family have to go through it twice?
It does jade your outlook. That's for sure.
So I think just research and development, and hopefully someday a cure.
I think the most important thing is to just not lose hope.